Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan here. We have a major update about AOC that you don't want to miss. She's getting called out right now and being asked to step down from her role in Congress over her anti-Trump rhetoric that she's been using against President Trump. She's also getting called out for her latest comments about the economy and about Donald Trump and about Republicans. So we're going to dive in, but before we do, we're going to read scripture and pray because God comes first. Amen? Comment the word amen in the comment section if you believe that God comes first in your life. And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Amen. That's from Hebrews 11:6. And let's pray that all of us continue to seek God, even in the most difficult moments in our life. And my brothers and sisters, congratulations to everyone who has begun investing in the stock market under President Trump. The stock market has been absolutely soaring under the leadership of Donald Trump. We now have a totally free offer linked below. Or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan this QR code. And I also created a free investing tutorial for you to watch as well. And don't worry, you don't need a lot of money to get started. You could literally get started with just a couple bucks. President Trump just called out AOC. Let's tune in, my friends.
And by the way, I watched AOC answering questions in Munich. This was not a good look for the United States. I watched Gavin Newsom answering questions in Munich, and this was a bad look for our country. These two people are incompetent. I never heard her speak very much, and they started answering questions. She had no idea what was happening. She had no idea how to answer. And by the way...
So AOC is now being dragged for her latest claim. Let's tune in.
The left's war on success taking another turn this week when Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had this to say about billionaires.
You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power. You can break rules. You can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right? Since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it.
Fox Business host Cheryl Casoni here with reaction to AOC's comments. Cheryl.
You got to be kidding me. You didn't earn it. Right. Tell that to Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, people that started businesses out of their dorm rooms, who built their businesses up from nothing. Ask Mark Cuban that question. But anyway, I digress because the Washington Post editorial board has a much better response to this interview than I do. Here's what they said. You can earn $1 billion, adding, quote, does she think the FBI should investigate Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker or Tom Steyer, the Democratic candidate for California governor?
She's an idiot because she doesn't realize that J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, is a billionaire. This whole anti-capitalistic ideology is wild to me. She, drives around in a Tesla while at the same time hating Elon Musk, saying that he can't earn it. You literally gave Elon Musk money by buying a Tesla. I mean, people are really pointing the finger at people like AOC and Jasmine Crockett for the way that they talk about Republicans. This is what she said about Trump.
And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way up.
Who are these people? How are these people real who are listening to her? It's wild to me. And now AOC is getting exposed for this clip because after President Trump was assassinated, after Trump was nearly assassinated, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, people are like, hey, Jasmine Well, AOC in particular, you need to calm down what you say about Trump, because you literally said, didn't she say that, oh, deal with the devil?
This bill is a deal with the devil.
She's not joking around. She believes that. Look at her eyes.
The devil. President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying to the American people. Because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but
disgusting term illegal? How is the term illegal disgusting? So if you break the law, that's disgusting? Or so if I go and shoplift and then the clerk says, hey, that's illegal, you can't do that. I said, what you just said is disgusting.
17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point of tax on tips, as one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that text, a little bit of the fine print there. Wow,
I think that was a Freudian slip. She just called all of her Democratic colleagues like wealthy who never had to work in a restaurant before. And this is what her response was to the whole violent stuff.
What's your reaction to the president's comments from last night? Well, I think the president put millions of Americans in danger last night. His rhetoric is endangering lots of people. This is not just about threats to individual members of Congress.
Yeah, Trump's the one who's had multiple assassination attempts, and he's the dangerous one. Just remember that. That's AOC. That's AOC, guys.
It is about creating a volatile environment in this country through violent rhetoric that puts anyone like Ilhan, anyone who believes in the rights of all people in danger. And I think that he has a responsibility for that environment.
Trump is the one who is endangering Ilhan Omar. But I'm glad that Trump actually called her out. Take a listen, guys.
These women have said horrible things about our country and the people of our country. Nobody should be able to do that, and if they want to do that, that's up to them. But I can't imagine they're going to do very well at the polls. And I say this, if the Democrats want to embrace people that hate our country, people that are so far left that nobody's ever seen anything like it, if they want to embrace people that are so anti-Semitic and anti-Israel, they want to do that, that's up to them. But I don't have to do that. I think what they say and what they've said is a disgrace to them, to the Democrats, and frankly to our country.
Trump slams AOC. We're dealing with people who hate our country. Isn't that right?
So if somebody asked the First Lady to go back to her country, and what has she said to you about the chant, the tweet, about this entire episode?
Yeah, if you go back into the 4 congresswomen, the things they've said about our country are terrible. What they've said about Israel are just terrible. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but certainly a lot of people say they hate our country. And I think it's a disgrace what they've said. I think you can't talk that way about the United States. And I think, frankly, to say that about Israel, you know, we just gave the embassy in Jerusalem, making Jerusalem the capital of Israel. I just gave Golan Heights, recognized Golan Heights for Israel. I've done all of this for Israel, and then you have these people. I think that Omar, I find it hard to believe, but I hear Omar today put in, or yesterday put in, a sanctions bill against Israel and other things beyond sanctions. So when I hear that, you just can't talk about our country that way. And when people are angry at them, I fully understand it.
That this political feud that you're having with Congressman Omar and the rest of those Democrats that you've mentioned is a good thing politically for you, or do you think it turns people off?
I don't know if it's good or bad politically. I don't care. But when people are speaking so badly, when they call our country garbage, think of that. That's worse than deplorable. Well, they call our country garbage. I don't care about politics. I don't care if it's good or bad about politics. Many people say it's good. I don't know if it's good or bad. I can tell you this. You can't talk that way about our country. Not when I'm the president.
All right, so President Trump just came out to address the nation. Let's tune in.
I thought we'd be down maybe 20%, and we're up. The stock market's higher now than when we started this war. And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understand that. We had just set a record.
How amazing is that, my friends? The stock market is soaring under President Trump. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below. Or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. I mean, AOC is probably going to go down in history as one of the dumbest representatives we have ever had. It's insane to me. She is in favor of robbing the American people.
Sadly, California is not the only state that has been ruined by decades of one-party Democratic rule. In New York, for example, Governor Kathy Hochul can't even get her fellow Democrats to agree on just how many new taxes that the state does want to raise. Although it does appear that she is rolling over for the radical socialist communist mayor of New York City with his plan to punish the rich even more. Now, in fact, New York City's budget, we discussed this with my governor, Ron DeSantis, last night. A population under 9 million people. That city of New York spends billions and billions more dollars per year than the entire budget of the free state of Florida that has over 23 million people. We have better law and order. We have better infrastructure. Make no mistake, Democrats in New York hate people that pay all the taxes. Just listen to Congresswoman AOC now saying that wealthy Americans, they didn't earn their money. Did they steal it? Take a look.
You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power, you can break rules, you can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right?
That's
and
right.
so you have to create a myth that...
The only chick dumber than AOC is her co-host who's like, yep, that's right, yep. She's like agreeing with AOC before she even finishes her sentence. She's such a sheep.
Since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it.
No, they actually have the money. Now, the only thing that New York politicians hate more than billionaires living in New York is the billionaire who used to live in New York but now resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Take a look.
The one note that I want to leave us on is we are allowed to have fun while we are destroying fascism. We are allowed to inhabit joy, and we are allowed...
What do you mean destroy fascism? And now Dr. Steve Turley is saying that this just leaked about AOC and it's a disaster, guys. So go check out Dr. Steve Turley, but let's tune in, my friends.
She got caught. We just uncovered something about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that exposes literally everything you need to know about the socialist movement in America today. And by the end of this video, you're going to see the undeniable pattern that connects AOC's behavior to every single failed socialist regime in history. This isn't just about hypocrisy anymore. This is about an ideology destined for the ash heap of history, and we're about to see precisely why. The new Federal Election Commission filings just dropped, and they revealed that the sitting member of Congress, who's the single loudest critic of the rich in America, couldn't help her own indulgence in a lifestyle bathed in wealth. AOC's campaign spent nearly $50,000 in Puerto Rico between June and September of this year. We're talking luxury hotels, high-end restaurants, and massive venue rentals. AOC's campaign dropped over $15,000 on lodging at two upscale San Juan hotels, the Hotel Palacio Provincial and Hotel El Convento. Now, keep in mind, this is all as AOC's repeatedly criticized the gentrification that's been happening in Puerto Rico of late. The Hotel Palacio Provincial is an adults-only boutique hotel in a 19th century historic building where rooms start at nearly $300 a night, and suites go for well over $400. One single payment to this hotel from Cortez's campaign on September 29th was nearly $10,000. Then there's the dining. AOC's campaign spent over $10,000 in catering and meals at some of San Juan's most exclusive restaurants, the kind of spots where the elites go to see and be seen. But here's where it gets really interesting. The filings show that AOC's campaign spent more than $23,000 on, quote, venue rental at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico, the same arena where she was caught on video dancing it up in a suite at a Bad Bunny concert back in August. So she literally rented the venue at one of Puerto Rico's largest and most prestigious arenas, enjoyed a Bad Bunny concert, filmed herself having the time of her life, and then charged it all to her campaign funds. Now, remember, this is the same AOC who wrote on Facebook that very same summer, quote, Puerto Rico is an island for working people. We won't be pushed out just so vulture capitalists can cash in. She was literally railing against greedy millionaires and gentrification, all the while dropping $50,000 on luxury getaways. I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up. And it doesn't stop there. This Puerto Rico spending spree is just the latest chapter in AOC's champagne socialist lifestyle. So earlier this year, during her Fighting Oligarchy tour with Bernie Sanders, you heard that right, Fighting Oligarchy, she was caught red-handed deplaning a private jet that costs, again, I kid you not, $15,000 per hour. But as it turns out, that was just the tip of the iceberg. We've since learned that her campaign spent thousands more on luxury accommodation. She dropped $3,500 at the Videra Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas, a 5-star resort on the Strip with views, the Bellagio fountain. She spent $3,500 on the Asher Adams Autograph Collection in Salt Lake City, where the restaurant serves $900 bottles of wine and $95 caviar appetizers. She racked up nearly $3,500 at the Hotel Vermont in Burlington. She even spent $6,300 at a fancy D.C. restaurant called Ama. All of this while telling you, the working American, that billionaires shouldn't exist and that we need to tax the rich into oblivion. She's one of you. But the key with AOC is that none of this is new. FEC and ethics investigations have found repeated appearances of violations on AOC's part. For example, you remember that Met Gala event that she attended back in 2021 when she wore the tax the rich dress. The House Ethics Committee officially found that AOC violated House ethics rules by getting a sweetheart deal on that dress. She underpaid for it by approximately $3,000, and she improperly accepted a free $35,000 ticket for her then boyfriend, Riley Roberts. She actually entered office shrouded in scandal back in During her 2018 congressional campaign, her campaign manager at the time reportedly funneled over $1 million campaign dollars to his own personal companies that he owns. So there's a whole clear pattern of behavior. The pattern that we see with AOC and Pelosi is a pattern that's endemic to socialism itself. It's a pattern that repeats itself every single time socialism takes hold. Let me explain. So socialism promises equality, right? It promises to lift up the working class and tear down the wealthy elites. But what actually happens every single time is that socialism serves as the vehicle to simply create a new ruling class, a ruling class that lives in luxury while everyone else suffers. Now, that kind of corruption isn't a bug in the system. It's a feature. I mean, look at Venezuela. Hugo Chavez promised to fight corruption and redistribute wealth to help the poor. What happened? Massive nationalizations, price controls, and welfare expansion didn't just lead to economic collapse. Reports are that Venezuelan regime officials have siphoned off more than $500 billion for themselves in the process. That's $500 billion stolen while the Venezuelan people starved. The regime created a system where party officials and military leaders enjoyed privileges unavailable to ordinary citizens. But again, that's just par for the course when you create a new political class on the backs of taxpayers. Or look at Cuba. I mean, Fidel Castro claimed he would eliminate the corruption of the previous regime, and instead, his government institutionalized corruption through government monopolies, cronyism, and lack of accountability. High-ranking members of Cuba's elite were able to enjoy privileges that ordinary citizens could never access. The state controlled everything, which created perfect conditions for corruption to flourish. And don't even get me started on the Soviet Union. The entire system ran on greed and corruption. Why does this always happen? It's because socialism concentrates enormous power and wealth in the hands of government officials. By virtue of their confiscatory policies, they suddenly become privy to the same power and wealth that they denounced entrepreneurs and business owners of having. And the irony is that they end up engaging in the very corruption they accuse wealthy business owners of engaging in. But it's infinitely worse, because when the state controls the means of production, distribution, and exchange, when it controls where people work, what they produce, businesses, housing, food, healthcare, education, literally everything, the people running that system in effect become untouchable. They become unequal equalizers. And there's no independent checks and balances, no free press to hold them accountable, no competing power centers to balance against government authority. And here's the brutal truth that Lord Acton understood centuries ago. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you give fallible human beings total control over an economy and tell them, they're building utopia, they're inevitably going to start serving themselves. They'll tell themselves they deserve the nice hotels and the expensive meals because of the important work they're doing. They rationalize their privileges as necessary for their mission. And before long, the gap between the ruling elite and the people they claim to represent becomes an unassailable chasm. That's exactly what we're seeing with AOC and Bernie Sanders. Bernie owns 3 homes, gang. He owns 3 freaking homes worth nearly $2 million. His net worth is estimated to be upwards of $5 million, putting him in the top 1% wealthiest Americans. He made over $1 million in both 2016 and 2017, primarily from book royalties. And yet he tours the country with AOC, lecturing working class Americans about the oligarchy. He is the oligarchy. AOC herself attended Boston University, a private school that costs over $70,000 per year. She went to the Met Gala, as you saw, where tickets cost over $35,000 each. This is the socialist playbook. And it's always the same. Promise equality, concentrate power, and then live like kings while everyone else suffers. The difference is that in places like Venezuela and Cuba, they had total control, and they could at least hide their corruption for a time. Whereas in Trump's America, their corruption lays bare for all to see. Socialism always ends in corruption. It's not about the specific people or the specific country. It's about the system itself. When you concentrate power and eliminate accountability, you create the perfect environment for those in charge to enrich themselves. So the next time AOC lectures you about inequality, remember where her campaign money goes.
I mean, this chick, she's the one who was slamming ICE. Remember? She was getting mad at Tom Homan. And she was the one who was saying where ICE was, telling people where ICE is or how to avoid getting arrested by ICE.
We need to be very clear that the president is attempting to mobilize the National Guard, that the president of the United States is mobilizing the National Guard against a governor's will. We have seen that he is doing it and that they are invoking a chaotic situation for political gain. And the idea that we're going to turn around and try to make the center of attention a smattering of people is actually ludicrous.
Yeah, and she was actually coming out and saying that Tom Homan can't carry out his threats.
Well, Tom Homan has long had a pattern of issuing threats that he does not have the right or ability to really carry through on. He's threatened with putting me in jail if we resisted, threatening opening investigations on this. So we need to know who we're dealing with here. Well, Tom Homan has long...
So you were the one who was explaining to people how to avoid getting arrested by ICE. This is what Trump said.
You better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher.
How amazing is that, my friends? The stock market is soaring under President Trump. If you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer right now. You can click the link below, or if you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your phone and scan that QR code. Just download the app. It's totally free to get started. It's never too late, and who knows, maybe you can even learn so you can help your children or your grandchildren as well. Personally, I started investing, and now my investments are up over $60,000. One of you guys even messaged me saying that you're up over $13,000. I believe this is the best time to start investing while Trump is president because he's the best leader and the stock market has been hitting record numbers under his leadership. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take it as your sign. It's totally free and I break it down easy for you. I even have a free tutorial that I created just for you. It's all in the description box or pinned in the comments. Tom Homan calls on DOJ to probe AOC.
Catch and release is over, so those facilities that were at great taxpayer expense to welcome people, fly them to the city of their choice, give them a free hotel room at taxpayer expense, 3 meals a day, free medical attention, those days are over. We're going to detain, we end catch and release, and we're going to hold people to remove, not to release.
Lastly, I heard you talking about AOC over the weekend. Do you believe she is breaking the law?
I'll leave that up to DOJ. What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how they evade law enforcement. You can claim you're educating those constitutional rights. Okay, you can keep that claim. But what she in fact is doing is telling people don't open your door, hide in your home, don't talk to ICE. We're talking about people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime, they're a public safety threat, they've been convicted of serious crime, and they've been ordered removed by a federal judge. So it's like AOC and others don't want ICE to enforce the laws that they enacted. She's a member of Congress. Let us enforce the laws you enacted. That's what we're supposed to do.
There's also a reason why Tom Homan doesn't like AOC either. Remember this moment here?
And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin McAleenan, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you...
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
You can't go after her. Do you think others should?
No, I think I've asked DOJ, where is that line of impediment, of interference? Now, if someone stands in your way, prevents you from arresting somebody, put your hands on it, that's impediment. But what line is...
So Tom Homan's literally asking the DOJ, hey, like, what's going on? Like, why is AOC doing this? I mean, the DOJ should hold her accountable for that. I mean, maybe that's why Pam Bondi was fired, because she didn't do anything to AOC. That's just my 2 cents.
Telling people to hide from mice, not open the door. Where do you cross that line on impediment? So I've simply asked the Department of Justice, give us that line.
You have talked to them about this. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Wow. We'll see where that goes. Tom Homan, I'm out of time. Thank you for yours. To be continued.
Now, some people love Elon Musk, some people hate him, but one thing he's really good at doing is pissing off AOC, and it is hilarious, guys. So we're going to tune in to Benny Johnson on this one. Go check out his show. We're reacting to the best clips of all these clips with AOC. Let's tune in, guys.
Would a love child between America's probably most attractive communist, let's just be honest here, and richest man, first trillionaire, would that actually do it? Would that be could we do like what they did in the Middle Ages and just unite the clans? You just Elon has like 50 different babies with 50 different women. Could you get on with it? Right? You could feel the tension between the two of them.
I apologize.
That was perfect.
I'm breaking all the rules.
Well, I guess we might make some mistakes. Who knows?
Can you just thank you?
I think one of the biggest problems we have in DC is that everyone's egos are too big.
I actually just prefer to have no titles at all.
You're opening yourself up.
I'm just being me.
Oh,
let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a love story. It truly is. It's one of the most special love stories you've ever seen.
Community event.
AOC is and has been regularly and often obsessed with Elon Musk. She posts eating videos about how much she loves Elon Musk, how obsessed she is with Elon Musk.
And I was like, what? So I pull up my Twitter app, and it's like gone. Like, when you pull up your mentions and stuff like that, it's just like literally like a blank screen. Totally gone. And I was like, that's weird. So it turns out we got under a certain little billionaire skin.
Turns out that AOC actually in this instance had to just refresh her app. She's saying that Elon Musk banned her from X. That's not true. She has a lot of followers on X. AOC, with zero life achievements, says Elon Musk is not a scientist. He's not an engineer. He's a billionaire.
Now I'm
Elon
like,
Musk
shit, I
is
hopped
not a
out so quick.
scientist.
Then I
He
raised
is
my
not
blick
an
and I don't
engineer.
miss. I
He
let
is a
off 2 shots, I
billionaire
hit him
con
in this
man
shit, not
with a
about
lot
to
of
quick.
money.
What you finna do? 'Cause this gon'
No, that's the way it is.
Musk is not a scientist.
and I raised my blick and I don't miss. I let off 2 shots.
He's a billionaire with a lot of money. He's a con man, billionaire with a lot of money. Elon Musk, can you believe? It's crazy. What did you get done with this week? Elon Musk actually replied to this, saying, no, trillionaire. I'm not a billionaire. Use my correct pronouns. Trillionaire. 10 million views, 127,000 likes, 9,000 reposts. Much more than the OP, which is not an Elon hate post. It's a funny rap banger mashup of Elon, and you love it. And I forgot that he was in Iron Man. I forgot that he was in Iron Man 2, which is so cool. AOC falsely accuses trillionaire Elon Musk of being a billionaire. It's a very offensive. These are pronouns. I thought that someone like AOC would be for pronouns. Elon Musk corrects AOC for calling him a billionaire, says he's a trillionaire. Elon Musk, I'm not a scientist. He's not an engineer. He's a billionaire con man. Point of correction. It's trillionaire now. That starts with a T, not a B. All of X. It's funny. What's the community note on this? It's spelled trillionaire. Okay, please correct the spelling and be a grammar Nazi in the comments. Okay. Let's see here. Elon Musk, net worth, real time, is $800 billion. And so that's where it's doing. That's where it's going, right? There you go. It was 13 billion at the start of the last Trump administration, and now it is 839 billion. Woo! So boy is cooking. He's not a scientist. He's not an engineer. He's a billionaire with a lot of money. It's kind of interesting, like how hard they go at people who are billionaires who are not their donors. Because they love billionaires like Bill Gates. They'll do anything they possibly can to stop Bill Gates from testifying. The Epstein files, Reid Hoffman is a billionaire. They love him. He donates the right way. They never attack him. They never rant against him. AOC constantly on the campaign trail. Constantly, she's gone around the country along with Tim Walz. This is one of my favorites. Elon Musk was handing out $1 million checks for people to register to vote. Okay, that's awesome. And she, AOC somehow had a massive problem with this, even though her entire life's force is to get rich people to redistribute their money to poor people. Presumably, if you're signing up in a competition to register to vote, you don't have that much money, right? You're signing up for the $1 million, so you need the $1 million, presumably. But AOC hates it.
Are like.
She hates it.
When you have a billionaire just dangling
Look at this.
$1 million to those of us and many of us who are struggling to make ends meet if they dance for him.
No, if they register to
You've
vote.
got Donald Trump putting on a little McDonald's costume because he thinks that's what people do.
That is what people do.
They're not trying to empathize with us. They are making fun of us.
Whoa. Yes, we're making fun of you. Of course, we're making fun of you. That's what these memes are all about. This meme is about making fun of you. But what do you mean? That's not what people do. Tens of millions of Americans have put on a McDonald's. I mean, tens of millions of Americans have put on McDonald's outfits. You know how big of an employer McDonald's is in this country? That is, of course, what people do. And yes, we are making fun of you. But what do you mean by dangling $1 million in front of people? Isn't that your whole point of your life? Is to get billionaires to give money to people, to other people, that they're too rich? Now you're upset at it? It's silly. It's silly. Run for president. Please do. Run for president. I posted this clip of AOC thinks Elon Musk is messing with her Twitter app, and Elon responded, "What can I say? It was a naked abuse of power." The Elon Musk flirting with AOC from afar is my favorite Elon Musk. It's my favorite Elon Musk. That's why Elon Musk is getting involved. His net worth, I believe, has doubled since the election, and he's trying to further explode his net worth. AOC, couldn't you help Elon Musk further explode? This is a rocket. That was a rocket joke. Okay, it was a rocket joke. Could you save the country? Could you have the love child that unites all of us? AOC, come on.
So what do you think should happen with AOC? I personally think she needs to calm down her words for sure. CNN is admitting that Americans are winning in the stock market thanks to President Trump. Take a listen.
It's a success story if you're in the White House right now, the stock market is, and you can see it right here. Okay, S&P 500 shifts at this point in a presidency. You know, coming into today at the close of yesterday, look at this, up 19%. That is higher than the average president since 2001, when it was up 15%, and way, way higher than the average presidency since 1961, up 6%. So this stock market has been up like a rocket, and no wonder the president of the United States wants to talk about it.
I mean, Donald Trump literally told us that this is a great time to buy, and that this is a great time to get rich, richer than ever before. And I don't know about you, but I did listen to President Trump, and my investment returns are up over $67,000. One of you guys messaged me that you were up over $13,000. Now, if you want to learn how to begin investing, we have a totally free offer with no commitment at all. You can click the link below, download the app, and follow the free tutorial that I created for you guys. I tell you all the stocks that I have, how to get them, and I break it down step by step and easy. If you're watching this on your TV, you can take out your cell phone, open up your camera app, and point it at this QR code and just download the app in the link. And again, it's totally free to get started. It's just my gift to you for being a watcher of my show.